Protivnika. Anyway, why is this here? Weird unboxing. This symbolizes my, hey, you know that sim racing rig you're not fucking using, you lazy shit? Why don't you go back to using it, you lazy fuck? And I'm just like, but my shifter's broken, the between the gates, between the gears, and it never had a centering spring, and I really like shifting with clutch, and it's like, fuck. So, since I am a moderator of our sim racing, which is the most petty bullshit community I've ever been a part of, I love them to death, but everyone reports everything that isn't quite into spec, and if you say you like a game more than everything else, like 3 times in a row, you're automatically a paid shill, and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, ordered this. This ended up in the spam filter. Someone posted that these existed. I had to clear them out of the spam filter, and like, what are those? So apparently there's a dude in Russia, and there could be a brick in here. And he may have taken me for $360, because I had to send money to a man in Russia on purpose. But there's video. I'll link his webpage below, because there's no, like, Amazon's not hiring this shit. And his emails had all his banking information to try to prove that he wasn't a scam artist. And he basically makes, well, right now he's got a version 3 of a shifter and a version 2 of a handbrake. And I bought them both. $180. Actually, no, it was like $140. No, whatever the fucking cost was. The total with shipping from Russia, shipping was like an extra $60. So I think it was anywhere from $140 to $160. And they're both in here. Shifter+HandBrake, made by AIoLOGS. I know I keep thinking about it as those Russian crashing videos where there's, you know, techno playing and guy goes bliv, bliv. So it made it through customs. It took probably 3 months. So I've been out $300 and something, $340 I think it was. That's a good sign. A USB cable is a good sign. That's a mini. It's a micro, not a mini. Okay, there's one. I ordered both the handbrake, or was the handbrake plus, and the shifter. Okay, so I get 2 USB mini cables. We got wait till you see. I mean, you should probably, if you really want to like be super excited about this, you should pause this video and go watch his YouTube video, which is really well put together on like the construction of this. Like he basically did a stop motion thing where he showed how he puts it together. I wonder if I can get my brother to make longer versions of these, because my only issue is that they're a little bit short, like as far as like how it works. But I mean, this man has access to like just that. I'm rock hard already, and that's solid aluminum. He's definitely hollowed it out as far as he can go up there, but that's like quality. I figured, all right, am I the only one stupid enough to order from this guy in Russia? Maybe it'll pay off. Maybe I'll lose my money. That is the beauty of having a Patreon, is that it's not my money, it's your money. But hopefully good things come of it. I could talk about things and we move on in spirit. So yeah, alright, here we go. They're actually in here. They actually exist. Chewbacca, do you believe it? I gave this, I don't want to cut scrape the actual metal. I gave this 50% chance of being completely fake. Just something that was put together on the internet just to fake people out. Oh, yeah. It exists. Oh, it's got a glass window. This is the handbrake, I believe. Does it say on it? This says the AIoLOGS handbrake, which I think I give the shorter one. They're not labeled, and I'm just going to give it the shorter one right now. And I'm going to give it the... It probably needs this one. I don't know. If I give it the shorter one and then the longer... I don't know. Dude. Yeah, ingenious. After playing so many years of Garry's Mod and building my own sim racing stuff, getting something made by a person with the sort of mechanicals that this shit has in it. Oh, you can feel it right at the end there. It's like... And there's a rubber stop. You could feel it against the rubber stop, and it'll just clip onto things. So here, let's transform my kitchen into a desk. Look how small it is, too. That was another thing I liked, is like, oh, it doesn't take up a giant box. Can I feel that? Little rubber wheel. Oh. Oh, okay. Super excited now. So that's an analog handbrake, which if you don't know what that means, it means instead of it being like e-brake with a button, you could actually just lock. It's basically an analog brake for your rear wheels. So you could do a full pull back to lock them, and then feather the back in while you're doing fancy, funky, awesome things. Can I get this one out less retardedly? Yes. The rubber is peeled off a little bit. Must come in a roll. I should probably actually keep this stuff. It's Russian. Did that have rubber? Did I rip off the rubber? Hold on. Yes, I did. I fucked up. Thankfully. So yeah, this should be rubber on the bottom there to keep it from sliding. Make it even nicer. Yes. Yes, this should be glued on, but it's not. So I'll probably put a touch of glue. I guess if you don't want the rubber, you'd be able to take it off. So. Now, this is really nice metal this is made out of. I'm sure my brother would look and go, it's shit, but I like shit apparently. So I would probably, just to make it more insane, I'd probably get these. I'll bring this to my brother and have him machine, because he has a machine shop, thread some rod. He's done it before for me years ago. I don't know if his boss will let him do it now. And this is the AIoLOGS shifter. Another window. Now this thing, can I even actuate it? Oh, that feels so good. This is a sequential shifter. So it's not like an H pattern where you go through the gears. This son of a bitch, I'm tightening it down. Tightening it down good. I feel like I'm... Is it bending? What is it doing? So, when sim racing, forward would be downshift, boom, 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 and then you'd be drawn faster. A little more satisfying to go forward than it is to go backwards. There isn't quite as much of a click, but it's still, the point is, it isn't just hard to pull. It's hard and you break it and it goes a little bit easier, and then it comes back. You break it and it goes a little easier. So forward you can see a lot. There it's easy, and then it's and back is and it's easy, and So handbrake, and if I would have reversed, I would leave the longer rod. No, it's gonna just be a fucking mess, isn't it? There we go. Put the longer rod in the shifter, and then put the longer fucking thread on it as well. This is not the way, this is the way it's supposed to go, and what I'm doing now is not the way it's supposed to go. But F you, buddy. If I have a sequential shifter, I want to have the nicer handle. And I wonder if these are standardized threads. Yes. To even machine the heads like these, I mean, it's Russia. You come from Russia, you get it gets all the threaded aluminum. So now, that's actually harder to pull, which I kind of like. And this is... Oh, you know, that might make it too hard. It's like, oh, you get no mechanical advantage over that crazy spring that's in there. So anyway, this is AIoLOGS shifter and handbrake assembly, which will be going on my sim racing rig. It arrived. It fucking arrived. The biggest question of does it actually exist or is it all just a scam has been proven false. It does arrive. And here it is. And look how tiny it is. Look at the size of it. Can I actually look on the inside of this for a second? Yeah, they got the ball bearings in there. Fucking beautiful. A little more satisfying to downshift than upshift, but that's... Gotta glue these rubber rails on. Next, I have to modify my cockpit to actually support both of these, but that is a to each their own problem. So yes'm. Yes'm. Yes'm, I do declare, Mr. Beauregard. It does exist, and now I have to make a post on our sim racing that it actually does exist. And that they're great. Well, I shit on the whole community in the beginning of this video, so there you go. Page to whatever unboxing I attach this to. 650. 650? No, 750. I don't know, 650s. So the 650s are back, and I've already reviewed the 650s. But since I just did the 6XXs and those are gone, now I got the 650s back, I can compare the 650s, which should be a known entity at this point. Hold that Campbell's soup, man. To... And I gotta keep the box, because it perfectly fits these two, although I could probably get them both on top of each other a little bit better. 660Ss. Sennheiser's new and improved 600 series. Which, if anyone knows anything about anything, is a fucking lie. I can't believe it. No. No, I don't believe it. Let's see. So, a viewer like you contacted me and was like, hey, I got 660s and 650s. You want them both? And I'm like, oh, yeah. Like... yeah, where's my hinges? There. Oh my god, it's so special. It feels so special. It's exactly the same as opening the 650s. Well, let's touch them though. They feel like 6XXs. The plastic doesn't feel like 6. Hold. No, can I open this up? No, I can't. I better put it on the head amp and open it up. Don't fall. Yeah, whereas the 600s and 650s are this hard, shiny plastic that looks like it's got like clear coat on it. These are a matte. I'm trying to... they almost feel heavier. I mean, I'm talking about I'm reaching if I could feel the gram difference. We're talking about like identical from the molds, identical. Huh. Oh, so this is what the 6XX is a if these sound like 6XXs, I'm going to be amazed. However, the driver in them, and I believe DMS has already verified that it is the 700s, the HD700s driver. You want to take a guess at how they feel in my head? Hold on. Try not to break them. Oh, well, they clamp like 600s, and they're light like 600s, and they pad like 600s and slam like 600s, and then we go into the can with 600s. But you know, 660s. You can see similar size driver, but apparently it's real close to like the HD700s, which are a little bit bright. which adding a little bit of sparkle and magic to the 600 series will be interesting. What's my cable look like? What are my cables? Giant and also giant. What the fuck? Why? One balanced? Oh, one's just 3.5. So they give you the exact same fucking thing. It's called an adapter. Oh. 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 Well, this is a horse of a color that I don't even have the ability to use. So it comes with an adapter to go 1/4 inch to 3.5 millimeter, and it comes with a 4.4, which I had accused Sony of making a proprietary thing, but apparently this is a thing. This is what everyone's going with for balance now. I'm okay with it. You know, the 2.5 millimeter balance is it's a little bit delicate, and I would be okay if everything switched to this. But then they better send me a fucking shitload of 2.5 millimeter to 4.4 millimeter adapters. I've never seen one of those. So yeah, Luckily I don't have to use any of this because I have the periapt balanced, so I'm gonna run in all my amps and periapt balance. So yeah, so they're going with the 650 head design versus the 600, which is four nipples. This is 2 much larger, stiffer nipples. It's a shame that I can never ever... I will do some pad swapping on these. I know pad swapping on my 600s doesn't do anything beneficial. So yeah. Yeah. This is a lame unboxing because it's the same exact fucking thing as it has always been. Always and forever. Well, the book is different looking. Oh. Alright, well. The test will be when I put them on my head and go, nipples, nipples, nipples. Time to add these to the list. Take 2 on an unboxing, and no, I'm not unboxing this beautiful Ruger Mark IV. I purchased this about 7-8 months ago at the local gun show, Empty Magazine. There is one snap cap I keep in there so I can keep the hammer down because I don't use these things often enough. So it is now cocked, and there's safety, and I'm just showing this off because it's frickin' adorable. Look at that. Mark IV Glory. Look at the handle. Look at the wood on it. Look at the shape to fit the thumb. It is truly glorious. And here's how you clean it. Boom. That slides out. This is heavy. This is the competition variant. There's a lightweight variant. There's a marksman variant. And this is a 22. And it was the prettiest gun I'd ever seen. Still is. So there's fire, there's safe. Like I said, I do keep one snap cap in it at all times. See that? Load the snap cap. And now it's resting. But what I'm actually here to unbox a second time, because I unboxed it yesterday, but I'm a moron, is this. Some of you have a hard-on already. Now, I'm not turning this into a gun channel. I'm not going to start reviewing guns, but you know, I live in a state that's okay, finally. Growing up in New York, it was like, you want a gun? Oh, well, here's a knife. Start cutting your kidneys out, because you're going to have to sell those bitches. The 50, not the 60. The 60 would involve this piece of foam coming out and that getting an inch longer. This is the Chopper Rhino 50 DS. And here's the problem. When I ordered it, and this is why I'm redoing this unboxing, where yesterday I actually cleaned all the oil off of it. It was like, ooh. This is more of a second day unboxing because this is an SAR. And I didn't realize it when I ordered it at 2:30 in the morning when I realized it was back in stock because I was in panic. An SAR means it's a single action revolver. Now, this is a revolver. Children, do we don't know what revolvers are? Yes, revolvers have this revolving thing here. That is exactly as good to do as you think it is. And it, you know, chambers and fires. The difference about a Rhino or a Chopper Rhino, other than being made in Italy, is that it fires from the bottom of the actual barrel. Well, no, this is the barrel. This is also a barrel. This is, I don't know what this is called, alright? I know lots of things. Don't ask me to name every goddamn part of a gun. So Italian, wood, you've seen it in every goddamn movie because it looks so futuristic and badass. And I'm like, yeah, it is futuristic and badass, but I'm not buying it for that. I'm buying it because it's different and better. Those are the two things. So bottom firing revolver means when you shoot it, instead of it doing the flip like that, because it's all the way up here, the force will come from here and go straight back. This is chambered in 357 Magnum. To show you what that looks like, here's the 22 that the Mark IV fires, and here's a 357 Magnum. And just because I'm a piece of shit, here's the 45 Long Colt that my revolver rifle Rossi Circuit Judge fires. Yeah, Zeos is dropping bullets. Dropping bullets on an unboxing sort of thing. Don't do that. Don't do that. So yeah, no. Yeah. So I'll unload it for you. Here's the release. Push. Now I've got it. It came with some of these, I forget what they're called, star things that are supposed to, it's not a speed loader because they stay there, but it doesn't actually clip on to these zoomies, and it also barely fits any better on the actual ammunition. But that's what allows you to load 6 rounds at a time. Put that down for a second, see if I don't drop it. You can see the barrel has flat sides. It's not a barrel, whatever this is called. Revolver. Guess this is the revolver, because it makes it a revolver. Flat sides so that it stays a little bit flatter there. And the fact that I ordered a single action means one thing. Now, never pull the trigger on a gun without something being hit by the hammer. And this is not the hammer. That's the mechanism to cock the hammer that's located down here, hidden away. Let me put those zoomy caps back in. And of course, it's going to be a pain in the dick balls. If you've never heard of that expression, welcome to Z Reviews. Or is it an unboxing? Come on. It's so much easier than if you load them one at a time. I want this to happen. I want this to happen on camera. Come on. Don't be a fail. And now I just have to get this last one in before it falls down too far and doesn't load in. Here we go. Okay. Zoomies, and I'll link to those in the description. Just give the hammer something to hit against. And it's actually how I figured out that I fucked up my order. See, an SAR means that doing this while it's spinning that isn't firing the hammer. You have to actually cock the hammer, which puts up the little red indicator that your hammer is cocked, and then you may fire. And this, all this does is rotate the chamber and pop a little the dog penis pops up over and over and over again. It doesn't do anything. So I was a little upset and actually found a Reddit post that helped me out a great deal with that. But turns out, and by the way, that's so Wild West. But yeah, turns out the conversion kit to turn this single action only revolver, which it shouldn't be labeled DS if it's a single action. It should be labeled S, and it should only be labeled D if it's double action only. Apparently there's 3 types of gun. There's D, double action only. You can't cock the hammer back, where it's just bang, bang, bang. S, like this currently is, where you have to cock it every time you want to fire it, or nothing happens. And then DS, which is both, which means you can either squeeze the trigger really hard to fire it, or cock it back, reset the trigger, lightweight, boom, perfect accuracy. The conversion kit for that is $15. Has to be installed by a professional. You do not want to go into the workings, the inner workings of a Chiappa Rhino. Trust me. It's not Italian. It's Italian and reliable, which is super rare, and the fact that what the mechanism looks like in here looks clockwork. So, this is my new baby. And I'm pro-gun because guns have one purpose. They do one thing. Can you guess what that is? They put holes in things far away. Whether that's a piece of paper or an animal or your neighbor, that's entirely up to the person holding it. And besides, it is just like collecting watches, where it is a beautiful mechanical thing. We are lacking beautiful mechanical things in the modern society. And this is a advanced, old school. It's so fucking retro cool, I can't even contain myself. The little swoop here to direct the gases that escape between the gap, and oh, and there's some oil still on it from when it was transported. This thing is still covered in gun oil. When you cock the hammer, you can't eject the cylinder, so that's good. And you can lower it back down by doing that, so it's just like a normal revolver. And then you can open this up one-handed, pop, 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 pop. Spin and flick is obviously, and then if you don't get it right, you have to do it right. I actually have only one concern. I have pudgy fingers, which people may have figured that out. But right here, they bring this down for the trigger finger, and I can actually catch my skin right there. It just, my pudgy finger goes, it hurts my pudgy finger. Look at the oil still coming out between the seam. Because you can have a 2-inch version of this, which is basically that line there. Just that. Then there's one with a 1-inch extension. This is the one with a 2-inch extension, making a... No, this is a 3-inch extension, making it a 5-inch. Default 2, a 4, a 5, and a 6. There's one that's another inch longer, got another hole here, and I thought the 5 was the right thing for an actual gun. I feel like the 6 you pull out if you're fighting bears at long range, and the 5s I could wander around the apartment with being drunk, holding a revolver. That feels like a good gun. A 4, if you're a cop, maybe you want to keep it on your ass. It's incredibly light too. I mean, this 22 is significantly heavier than this 357 Magnum. I mean, it's a competition and it's meant to be heavy so that you can hold still because you have the weight on it, which also I had to modify this front sight because it was black on black on black, and I put a piece of yellow from my label maker on there just to visualize it because it was so lost. And I actually took it to the range and that stayed. And this feels like a toy compared to that as far as weight goes. That's because this is all an alloy, and the actual barrel itself is steel right through there. So yes, there's nothing else. There's adjustment. It comes with a lock. It comes with the red ring to transport it so that you don't have things bouncing around. I'm probably going to keep the snap caps in all the time. It comes with an adjustment for the thing, and it came with 3 adjustment for the sights, which this will move laterally and up and down here. Came with 3 of these to hold, even though they don't really hold the bullets all that well, or the rounds. Yeah, this is a beautiful thing. That's all I gotta say. Optic sights. I don't know how you could see through them. Let me see. Hold on. Where's my how's my GoPro Foo? The GoFoo. Always treat a gun as if it's loaded, even if you know it isn't. Even if you can go here and look and see there's nothing, and you go, oh, I put snap caps in, and you close it, and all of a sudden, why is Brandon bleeding to death? Poor little Brandon. So yeah, don't play around with guns. Unloaded, loaded. Pretend every gun's loaded. But at the same time, don't be afraid of them. If you're one of those people who's like, oh, a gun, don't. Guns do absolutely nothing on their own. Some other idiot has to pick one up and then fuck you over. So yeah, and I got it in the black with this finish, and now there's a charging rhino in the book that has a different grip, and so yeah, no, all this is good and great. So I'm going to $15 for the part, and I'm going to have my FFL order it and install it, and then I will have a fully working DS model where they actually sold me an SAR. And there's a stamp. The only thing that bothers me is like this stamp right here on the cylinder, which I don't understand. It's only on that one plane there, and I can't even make it out. It's like an N, and then I don't even know. It looks like I dropped my gun and marred it, which I did not. So yes, very, very nice. Lovely. Fucking lovely. And I keep this. It's so heavy. In comparison, it is so heavy. You need this to just do that, and then just... Okay. This stays in my microphone bag, by the way, because it's much easier to carry this if you're going someplace. Just boom. Just that. Keep an extra magazine in there. Will there be shooting videos in this channel? I don't know. A lot of the places around here do not like people filming. If I lived in, like, Kentucky or Tennessee or a really free state, they're like, you just go into the woods and start shooting. here near Philly, you know, you start shooting in the woods, someone's coming to take you away, haha. I have my own self-keyed locks, so I need that. So yes, this is Bay, and this is art. They're both art. I'm a big fan of guns that are art. I like history, like old school guns. Oh, it means a lot. The M1 carbine. No, give me modern. My next gun will be a Chris Vector. 10mm, Arctic white. I haven't decided if I want to do the long barrel or the short barrel and go with an SBR. There's things I have to learn and figure out. But yeah, no. Back to headphones and amps and other things that don't accidentally... I'm actually, honestly, you get electrocuted by an amp, you're probably likely to die just as much as getting shot by that. It's just quieter and less bloody.